Sometimes interviewers cross the line and leave celebrities no choice but to call them out and clap back at them. Like when Megan Fox got into it with an interviewer who couldn't stop flirting with her.
See, now I think you're flirting with me. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Oh, dude.
Megan Fox has spoken out about her experiences with unwanted flirting plenty of times, but that didn't stop this interviewer from sticking to his inappropriate questions.
I don't know if there's a man alive who's not in love with you in some way.
You're so silly.
You know what am I really?
You're silly.
No, I'm not silly at all.
You're a silly man in a checkered shirt.
I am not. Wow.
But that wasn't half as bad as what Jennifer Aniston had to go through when she appeared on The Late Show, where David Letterman, out of nowhere, pretended to suck on her ears. In this next interview, Natasha Lyonne and Samira Wiley just aren't sure how to respond to one of the most vague questions in interview history.
To work with each other, two beautiful ladies like you, two beautiful women, it's very hard to do this acting, especially on those days.
What do you mean? Because
we're so beautiful are?
The interviewer then tries to clarify his question, but let's be real, it doesn't help.
Yeah, because sometimes on those days, you start to be angry, to be furious, you keep fighting on each other. On those days, it's not so hard sometimes,
Yeah, I think
especially on those days.
I think there is some like stereotypes maybe that women are very catty on set with each other.
thing that I can't tell. There's like, I feel like it's accidentally maybe a little bit misogynistic because it's like, you're so beautiful. What's it like having to do all that acting? I can't tell if that's the question, but if it is, it's insane.
No, there's two.
At least the actors managed to maintain their composure, but the same can't be said for Kanye West in his appearances on this radio show.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye was ranting about how big clothing brands didn't give him the opportunity to create more clothes.
Y'all want to invest in this school in Brazil? Y'all want to go to Africa? I'm standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Now, who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more?
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't got.
Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yep.
Kanye decided the best way to deal with the situation was to start screaming. But he could probably learn a thing or two from Jonah Hill, who was asked a disrespectful question about his weight.
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one. So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still? Or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
And as if that wasn't rude enough, Jonah Hill had to go through a similar experience when he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's late night show.
First of all, you smell good, which is surprising.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know. I just wouldn't think of a guy who would have a nice scent on. And
That's such a, I'm gonna really work hard to not take that as a shot. You know what I mean? Because I think you would smell nice.
Despite Jimmy Kimmel insulting him as soon as the interview began, Jonah decided the best way to deal with the situation was to pay Jimmy a heartfelt compliment.
Dude, you know what? You're so nice. Like on the show, you got a little weird for a second, but when I see you in person, like in real life, you're a good dude.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You are too.
Another actor who often deals with inappropriate questions due to her physical attributes is Christina Hendricks.
So you have been an inspiration as a full-figured woman. What is the most inspiring story that you can remember? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's well known that Christina isn't comfortable with people making obnoxious comments about her body. But that didn't stop Craig Ferguson from making this joke during her one and only appearance on his show.
It's weird.
And all the voodoo.
Yeah. What about music? Do you like the music? Do you enjoy jazz? I love jazz.
Do you play a
I like a
musical
little
instrument?
Zydeco even. I kind of do. I play a little bit of accordion.
Accordion?
I know.
That's not going to be the easiest instrument in the world for you to play, is what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot.
It's heavy.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I'm just saying.
I get it.
No.
I get it.
At least these comments weren't as sexually toned as this next interview, where the interviewer, Matt Lauer, couldn't stop mentioning Sandra Bullock's nude scene.
Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
You'll totally understand why she doesn't want to come back on the proposal once you see how the interview started.
It's been 2 years since you've been here.
Has it?
It has been. March, I think 15th, the Ides
Are you
of March.
counting?
I am. It's been hard.
Sad.
It's been hard. The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down
I was
when you
looking
said
at my notes.
Not your notes are not over
no,
here.
they were right there.
That would be this.
They
You
were
went
right
like that.
there. I didn't go like this. I went like this.
I'm just saying.
The same creepy interviewer also confronted Anna Hathaway on a very sensitive topic. When she got out of the car to attend a premiere, one of the photographers got really low to the ground and snapped a picture of her crotch. Much like last time, Matt Lauer didn't waste any time and opened the interview like this.
Anne Hathaway, good morning. Nice to see you.
Morning, Matt.
Seen a lot of you lately.
Sorry about that.
You were.
I'd be happy to stay home, but the film.
Let's just get it out of the way. You had a little wardrobe malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that, other than that you keep smiling, which you always do?
Well, it was obviously an unfortunate incident.
Yeah.
I think it kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants, which brings us back to Les Mis, because that's what my character is. She is someone who is forced to sell sex to benefit her child because she has nothing and there's no social safety net. And so let's get back to Les Mis.
One of the most creative turns of a question I have ever heard, and I'm going to take it at that. That's fine.
At least Anna Hathaway knew how to keep her composure. However, this can't be said about Paris Hilton, who during this interview with ABC News decided she had had enough of the belittling questions.
Do you worry at times that the people who have followed in your footsteps, like Kim Kardashian, are overshadowing you?
No, not at all.
There's been some talk about the ratings in the show being low. Has that upset you?
No.
Do you ever worry about your moment having passed? You want to wrap up?
When I was curious about one thing going back to...
Another celebrity who wasn't happy with the line of questioning was Taylor Swift, when Ellen DeGeneres kept pushing her to share more about her private love life.
All right, let's talk about your #1 hit, where we are never, ever, 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 ever gonna get back together. Who's that about?
Despite Taylor making it clear she did not want to give an answer to the question, Ellen decided she could try and get the answer by playing a fun game.
Here's what I'll do. You don't have to say. I'm going to show pictures. Here's a bell, and you ring it when.
Oh my God.
All right. We'll show pictures.
I don't know if I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you will.
This is the one thing that I have. It's like the one shred of dignity that I have is I know that.
What do you mean one shred of dignity? You're filled with dignity.
But people go and make guesses about it, and the only thing that I have is like that one card.
Ring it on 3 different guys. We'll narrow it down. So ring it 3 different times.
During the game, Taylor awkwardly held onto the bell without any intention to ring it.
Hold it like you're gonna ring it at some point.
I don't know what I'm...
You're supposed to ring
But I don't want to. I don't want to.
All right, I'll ring.
Because they'll send me angry emails and I don't want to get them.
I'll hold it for you.
This wasn't the only time Ellen didn't respect personal boundaries, because when Channing Tatum came onto her show, Ellen had another surprise in store.
But you're not scared of anything else. Are you scared of...
Yes, I actually am. In real life.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes, in real life, I'm terrified of porcelain dolls.
I heard that.
I just think they're freaky. I just think they're really super freaky. They have like real eyes and they look real, and I just imagine when I walk by them, their heads turn with you the whole time.
And after the American actor poured his heart out, Ellen decided to rub Channing's fear in his face. Literally.
I'm just asking because
Oh, come on.
Just hold
my wife's mother. I'm not holding
Just
either
hold
one.
one.
No. My wife. Come on, stop, man.
I love you.
In this 2012 interview, the interviewer couldn't meet Rihanna's expectations.
Things are clearly going brilliantly in your career. I just wondered if you are as happy in your private life, and will we be seeing a certain Mr. Ashton Kutcher perhaps making a trip over here?
Wow, how disappointing was that question?
Should we move on to another one?
Absolutely.
I think there was a question. We've got to move on. I think
I'm
there's a
happy
question.
and I'm single, if that's what you were really asking.
Rihanna clearly isn't into the love life related questions. However, she still had to answer the same question 2 years later.
Pardon? What are you looking for in a man now to wear this clothes? I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
Even though we can all understand why Rihanna responded the way she did, these questions are not anywhere as unexpected compared to when the host of this interview asked Scarlett Johansson if she was wearing underwear during the filming of The Avengers.
Now, were you able to wear undergarments?
You're the fifth person that's asking
Well, no,
that to
because
me. What is going on? Since when did people start asking each other in interviews about their underwear?
No, because it is such a skin tight. Here's
I'll
why.
leave it up to your imagination.
Oh, see?
Okay?
Is that...
Whatever you feel like I should be wearing or not wearing under that costume.
This is not a...
Is what I...
Is it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
When Cara Delevingne appeared in an interview to promote a new film, the interviewers perhaps read into the situation a bit too much.
Now, with that said, I saw you in London talking a couple weeks ago on TV, and you seemed a lot more excited about it than you do right now. Are you just exhausted?
No. I mean, I'm still very excited. The premiere was last night. It was an emotional night. It felt like the end of an era, but I'm not any less excited than I was a couple of weeks ago.
To make things worse, another host said she also felt that Cara Delevingne was annoyed.
You do seem a bit irritated. Perhaps it's just us.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
I think it probably is us.
Yeah.
Well, then on that note...
We figured as much.
We'll let you go then. How about that? We'll let you go take a little nap, maybe get a Red Bull. How about that?
Cara Delevingne, thank you so much.
Cara Delevingne managed to keep her cool, but that wasn't the case in this interview with Selena Gomez.
All slows down for me. I'm probably going to devote most of my life to philanthropy.
Okay, that's good for me.
Wow, thank you. She's asking me questions, like good ones, and then she didn't even pay attention to what I was saying.
When Tom Hardy was asked what it's like to be a Skype father, suggesting he wasn't present in his kids' lives, Tom didn't hold back and shut him down with a brutally honest answer.
As a Skype father, you coin that term.
What are you on about, man?
Skype father. Is it anything that's difficult in Hollywood to be an actor in Hollywood?
Thanks for your presence. They're awesome. You need to work on those, buddy.
Lisa, nice
Hello,
to meet
how you doing,
you.
right?
How are you?
Questions, man.
This wasn't the only stupid question he had to deal with, as this next question might have been even weirder.
I have a question for Tom Hardy. Tom, I'll preface my remarks by saying that I have 5 sisters, a wife, a daughter, and a mother, so I know what it's like to be outgunned by estrogen. But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
No. Not for 1 minute.
Ariana Grande clearly didn't appreciate these interviewers giving her a hard ultimatum.
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Your makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing between?
Can you really go anywhere without your cell phone?
Yes.
How long can you go without looking at Twitter?
Many hours.
Hours.
Many hours.
I don't believe it.
Absolutely.
Ariana didn't really push back, but that can't be said about Bill Burr in this interview.
And this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you creep me out with that big microphone and that country western shirt.
Well, here's the deal. Bill's a comedian. He's at the Punchline. He's in town, and you're a funny guy. You've got these routines in your head, so I figure I'll toss you a mic and you go.
And I'm going to do stand-up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that. Honestly. Can I take the mic? Sure. Now, that's the number one thing you don't do. As I learned that in broadcasting school. You never give up the microphone. See, now I have the power.
Ben Affleck is another celebrity who doesn't shy away from taking control during an interview. When he appeared on Real Time with Bill Maher, he quickly shut down the dehumanizing remarks being made about Arabs.
It wasn't the debate, actually. It was this conversation he had. There was this woman who said to McCain, Obama is an Arab. And he said, no, ma'am, he's not an Arab. He's a good man.
Right.
What if I said to you, what if somebody said, I heard he's a Jew? And I said, no, he's not a Jew. He's all right. Right. Arab and good person are not antithetical to one another.
That was
this.
Right.
But that was still nothing compared to when Ben Affleck once again stood up for Arabs during his 2014 appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher. Click the video on the screen to find out more.